サイドアップ、ディープ、ドロップ、デンジャー、ライダー、デモンズ。
Hello YouTube, this is Shirley426, and today we have the review of the P-Bandai exclusive, or P-Bandai exclusive, SHF Kamen Rider Demons. Now once again, this is a rider from the recent series Kamen Rider Revised, which has technically ended pretty recently, and I'm gonna say that it wasn't the best Kamen Rider series, to be honest. And like, I wouldn't say it's on the same level as Kamen Rider Build, for example, but if I gave Kamen Rider Build a 10, I would give Revised roughly a 6 or a 7, because there were some parts I didn't like, some parts were kind of eerie, so yeah. But still, but despite that, their SHF Kamen Rider designs came out very nice. Most of them, of course. Some of them were like, you know, not really onto my style. Still, anyway, let's get on to the review right away. So, as you can see, I think it's pretty obvious that this Kamen Rider, his design theme is based on a spider. So it looks very nice. I really like the size, bulk, and overall details they did on this. Because of the overall design and looks of this guy, I thought they weren't gonna make a figure out of him because of the, you know, the complicated design going on here. But as usual, let's go over the components. So first of all, what you get, of course, is obviously the rider himself. I absolutely, once again, love the design there. And here are your equipment. Now, the equipment parts are the most disappointing parts. I was really hoping that we would get at least one, like the wing effect parts, or at least the drill effect part, but no, they did not give you any single of his like equipment or weapons or ability items that he uses in the show. And yet they gave like other weapons to a different rider, like, which wasn't as wasn't as cool as this guy, but still, oh well. Alright, so as you can see, most of the accessories are just hands. They're just all hands. So once again, we'll go over this quickly. Number one, we get the fully open style hands. We've seen these before for left and right. We get the semi-open hands. These are the hands that will be attached to the figure right off the box, so keep that in mind. So once again, left and right, and here we have some dedicated, now I really don't remember the user using these type of fingers or doing this kind of pose as often in the series, but yet they did give you the, you know, hands for those as well. So like a signature pose fingers. So for left and right. Now this might get a little bit confusing. So we do get these trigger finger looking hands, but 3 of them. So I'm assuming one is a typical trigger finger hand for left and right. So because most Kamen Riders would, you know, give you both of those, and even in the Robot Dalmatian line. So, and then we get this one, which also looks like a trigger finger, but once again, I believe these are meant for holding a specific item, which is technically included in the figure. So yeah. And we get this. Now technically this also weapon is not really meant for this rider. This is supposed to be like what they're doing with the SHF line is that they're putting the weapons in each different rider so that they encourage people to buy all the figures, but I'm gonna say it's not working that well. And the fact that they're really ignoring the weapons in the main series these days, yeah, it's not a really good deal. But once again, you can use it if you want to. You can always attach it right here and give the gun to the Kamen Rider Demons if you want to do so. Although it is a very odd shaped gun, because this is supposed to be a phone. This is supposed to be a smartphone, and you're supposed to pull out the handle and use it like a gun. But in the main series, they use this less than like 10 times, so it's really a irrelevant weapon at this point. So yeah. So I'm just gonna leave this hand for now on the side, and let's see what we got. There's one more accessory that I did not mention, which is the stamps, the vice stamps right over here down on the belt. So number one, once again, like Kamen Rider Evil, you get the spider vice stamp right over here. There we go, and then you can attach it to the belt holster. So once again, you can just plug them in like here, and they fit in perfectly. So once again, doing this in camera is difficult, so they just attach really well. And then the other one is the Condor vice stamp. So if Kamen Rider Demons uses this while in this form, he actually gets wings. It actually gets the same designed wings, of course different colors, that was included in the Kamen Rider Jin Burning Falcon. So yeah, they do give you that. The only thing I find it odd is that these holsters look a little bit too they look a little bit too much on the front. I think they should go a little bit to the back, but once again, that could be the way how the show showed it, or maybe the actual toy is like. So I don't know. That's something I might need to check by watching the show or series again. But once again, just to give you guys an example here, so the extra trigger finger, what you're supposed to do is that this is the hand that kind of makes you give out the illusion where he can actually hold the vice stamps to some degree. So now this hand, I wouldn't say is the best hand. The other, actually the original trigger finger hand actually works very well. So if, for example, if I get the other trigger finger here, this is the other side, but I actually had much more easier time using this hand compared to the other one. So yeah, but still you can kind of squeeze it in there and then make him hold the stamps like this. So I'll show you guys a demonstration later, but yeah, that's the way how you're supposed to use it. Alright, so now let's go over articulations here. Now the arms might be tricky because each shoulder has a different design, so I will be showing each arm. So once again, let's start with the head. Once again, the head design, I always thought because of the head and shoulder design, this might have become one of those figures where it was going to be, you know, pendant for a long time, but still, I'm glad it actually came out. So overall, the design here looks very nice. So we have the eyes in all clear plastic, and like in the show, we have all these. Just give me a moment. My camera angle is not there. There we go. We have this part right over here where they show you guys these extra clear pieces in the show. When he transformed, these parts actually do glow, so that was kind of cool to me as well. Now, once again, a lot of people buy like these neck extensions. Now, depending on the writer, it may look like you might need it, but for me, this looks pretty well. So you get the neck here. You can move the neck as well, and then if you want to move the head left and right, that is possible. And I'm not too sure why my camera's having so much trouble focusing this time. And once again, 360, I'm not gonna say it's, I mean, you could kind of force it, but once again, I not recommend it because technically human inside. So yeah, and then going down, pretty well done. Up, pretty well done as well. So that. Now for the right arm, so you can see all this parts going on here. What they did smartly is that they didn't, well, some parts are actually full-fledged plastic, but some parts are one of those, like, you know, rubbery plastic, so you don't need to worry of breakage. Speaking of breakage, I would say just be careful of these sharp areas on the figure because those are the parts that you could accidentally break. So yeah. So the arms, on the right arm, going to the side, 90 degrees is not going to be possible because of the design, obviously. But once again, I believe the way how this works is that, yeah, it's the same like connection. Instead of having a typical shoulder armor, they just gave you this. So, but it's a very large piece, so it does get in the way, but oh well. And then going 360 is possible because the armor is technically attached to the shoulder, not onto the main body. If it's connected to the main body, you can say bye-bye 360 on the arms. So on the other arm, it's pretty much the same situation here. Not as bad as compared to the right arm, but once again, you have the shoulder armor going on here, and once again, because it's like that, 360 is possible as well. So that's the only difference between both arms. That each arm bending point are the same, so 90 degrees. And then, well, this really differs writer to writer. Some can go slightly more than 90 degrees, but the base is just that because of the armor design. And the hands are your typical ball jointed hands, where the ball joint is on the arm and the hole is on the hand. And then the ab crunch, very well done. No complaints here. Going 360, I'm not going to say that's possible. Even a human can't do that, so it shouldn't be really possible. But you can force it if you want to do so. And make sure when you're displaying this, make sure like the abs and everything is like matching place, because of the overall design, it's really easy to, you know, misplace that. Regarding the belt, this is the Demon's Driver. I absolutely love the design here, and I like the way how it works in the main series. The only thing I find it odd is that I could have sworn on the promo picture they had actually showed the eyes, because this is a LED screen kind of thing. And for those who don't know in the series, when this belt was first seen, there was like a demon inside here, and he could talk and do stuff. So sometimes they would show the eyes to represent him, but I could have sworn there was a promo picture with it, but apparently there's no eyes for that, or a piece for that. So yeah. Looking at the back, nothing too special going on here. The first thing I did after opening this figure was checking the back to see if there were any ports or plugs that I can attach the Condor wings, like, you know, the same wings that were in a different rider. But apparently not. So they really didn't plan to give out any of his like ability items for that. So what I mean by ability items, like the Condor Vice Stamp, if he uses on his belt, he can get wings, and if he uses a specific one, he can get a drill. So those are the type of items I'm talking about. Alright, now for the legs here, you do get a nice side swivel going on here, going forward, no problem. So rider kicks should be no problems as well. Going to the back, you're going to be in an angle because of how the back is designed. And then bend wise, you get a very nice bend going on here. And going to the side 90 degrees should be no problem as well, but I would say it's not fully 90 degrees, but less than 90 degrees, but you get the idea. Now the feet may feel a little bit odd because there is a flat surface, but it's not the entire bottom of the feet, because you can see the design here. There's actually another layer here, so there is a flat surface, but once you're on the ground, it may feel like it's not like fully flat to the ground, but it is. So that's the only awkward part. But rotating the feet 360 is somehow possible, and then you do get a nice pivot joint as well, and then forward and backward is possible, and toe bend is there. Alright, so we've seen the basics of the figure. Once again, I really love the design. The articulation is pretty much what you expect from an SHF figure. So I think I'll be right back with the demonstrations of its equipment. So I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. So here we have the first demonstration. So on the right hand, I gave it the trigger finger hand, so he could hold the condor vice stem, and you can see on the bottom of the vice stem, you can actually see the actual shape that represents the condor as well. Same goes for the spider. You can see there is a spider silhouette going on there, so they actually did a really good job on the small details for the figures for this series. And here is the phone gun thing. I forgot the exact name, but once again, because of the handle is in an angle, you can see it does feel a little bit awkward, and it is on the small side, so it doesn't really match or feel like that this guy actually uses this gun as well. So yeah, holding the vice stem is possible, and then I would like to mention that if, depending on how you holster it, you can actually make sure he's actually trying to, you know, stamp it on his belt at the same time. So depending on how you pose him, it's really possible to do most of his poses from the series. So that is something I really like. Alright, so we've seen the basics of his equipment, so I think we'll end it off right with a rider kick, so I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. So here we have the final demonstration being a rider kick. Now, to be fair, there are multiple ways that you can pose a rider kick, because each rider definitely has a different style of rider kick, and this guy in the series, I believe, shows like 2 to 3 different styles of rider kicks. So it's really up to your preference, but here is like the basic format going on here. The only thing I do wish is that the out punch could bend in more inward, so that the body is like, you know, facing more downwards at the same time, but still it works pretty well. And do be careful about the spikes. There are these very sharp spikes on the sides or on the arms area, so do be careful not to poke yourself and bleed. So yeah, anyway, that was pretty much it for the review for the SHF Kamen Rider Demons. I absolutely love this figure. If they're actually planning to make other riders that uses this belt, such as for like Over Demons or Deathstream, I'm really into that. Or even, heck, I would even buy the Demon Troopers as well if they do plan to release that. But anyway, thank you for watching the review. If you guys got any questions or requests in the comment below, I still have more stuff to buy and build and make reviews out. So please stay tuned. Until then, see you guys next time.